When I first met Emma, I thought I had stumbled upon a miracle. She was everything I had ever dreamed of in a partner: kind, sharp-witted, effortlessly beautiful, and with a sense of humor that could light up the darkest of rooms. Being with her felt less like chance and more like fate itself had intervened. We met in the most unexpected place, a quiet bookstore tucked away on a rainy afternoon. I was flipping through the latest John Grisham thriller when she accidentally bumped into me, her arms overflowing with novels. Her laugh, soft, melodic, completely unguarded, washed away every trace of my usual awkwardness. Within minutes, we were talking like old friends reunited after years apart. By the time we walked out of that store, I had her number. By the end of the week, we were out on our first date. 2 years later, we stood hand in hand in front of our loved ones, exchanging vows in a modest yet beautiful ceremony. I remember the exact moment she walked down the aisle, how the sunlight caught in her hair, how her smile locked me in place. I felt like the luckiest man alive. For a time, that feeling was real. For a while, I truly was. But love doesn't always fade with a loud crash. Sometimes it dissolves quietly, like a slow leak in a tire. The changes began after our 3rd anniversary. They were almost invisible at first. Minor disagreements over nothing important, a growing silence between our conversations, subtle shifts in how we connected. I told myself it was just the rhythm of marriage, the natural ebb and flow of a long-term relationship. I convinced myself that every couple went through it. And then Mia entered the picture. Emma met Mia at a corporate networking event. She was the complete opposite of Emma: loud, magnetic, unpredictable. She carried herself with a confidence that demanded attention. It didn't take long before Emma seemed captivated by her, drawn to Mia's free-spirited energy like a moth to a flame. At first, I welcomed it. I thought it was good for Emma to have someone to break her out of her comfort zone. But over time, what started as occasional meetups turned into weekend-long disappearances, late-night outings, and random weekday plans that left me alone in our home, watching the hours tick by. The soft, warm evenings we once spent curled up with movies or sharing stories over dinner were gone. I found myself alone more often than not, the silence around me louder than any argument. One night, I finally voiced what had been festering inside me. "Emma, I feel like I barely see you anymore," I said gently as she stood before the mirror, applying mascara, dressed for yet another night out. She barely looked at me. "Liam, it's not like I'm abandoning you. I just need some time to myself." "Is that really so wrong?" I swallowed the lump in my throat. "It's not wrong to need space. But it feels like I'm not even part of your world anymore." She rolled her eyes as if I was being unreasonable. "You're being dramatic. Mia's just a friend. You have nothing to worry about." God, I wanted to believe her. I needed to. Then came the night of the party. She was buzzing with excitement, flitting around the bedroom as she tried on outfit after outfit. "Mia invited me to this private penthouse party downtown," she said, her eyes gleaming. "I don't think you should go," I said, my voice low but steady. She looked at me like I'd just said something ridiculous. "Why not?" "I don't trust Mia. She's reckless. I don't think she really cares about what's good for you." Emma let out a short, cold laugh. "You're being ridiculous, Liam. It's just a party." I stepped closer. "Please, just stay home tonight. Let's cook something together, watch a movie. Like old times." For a moment she hesitated. I saw something flicker behind her eyes, remorse maybe, but then it vanished. Her face hardened. "I'm going, Liam. You don't get to control me." And with that she left. I spent the rest of the evening pacing, checking my phone, battling between anger and fear. By midnight I'd sent her 3 texts. No response. At 3:30 a.m. the front door creaked open. Emma staggered inside. Her hair was a mess, makeup smeared, the hem of her dress torn. She looked like she'd survived a war. "Emma, what the hell happened?" I rushed to her, heart pounding. She waved me off. "Nothing. Just a rough night." "Rough? You look like you were mugged. What's going on?" She muttered something about an argument with Mia, then disappeared into the bedroom, leaving me standing there, confused, scared, and angry. The days that followed were steeped in tension. Emma became more distant than ever. She was glued to her phone, always whispering into it, avoiding eye contact. When I asked her what was going on, she always had the same answer: work stuff. But something inside me said otherwise. Then one afternoon, while cleaning the kitchen, her phone buzzed on the counter. I never believed in snooping, but this time I looked. "Last night was unforgettable. Can't wait to see you again." My stomach dropped. My hands went cold. I couldn't breathe. That evening when she walked through the door, I was waiting. I held up her phone. "Who is he?" Her face went white. Liam, it's not what you think. Then tell me. Explain. Because right now, it looks like you've been lying to me for months. She broke. The tears came fast and so did the truth. It wasn't just a message. It wasn't just one night. It was a full-blown affair. A betrayal so deep it shattered everything I thought we had. The woman I'd once believed was my destiny had become a stranger to me. No apology, no amount of tears could erase the damage. The trust, the foundation of our marriage, was gone. I filed for divorce the next day. Emma was stunned. She begged me to reconsider. Promised to change. Pleaded for one more chance. But I couldn't do it. The pain was too fresh, too raw. Her betrayal echoed in every room of that house. Staying would have destroyed what little was left of me. The legal process was brutal, but I stayed resolute. In the end, the court ruled in my favor. She walked away with nothing. She had gambled with our love, and lost everything. Starting over was not easy. I moved to a new city, threw myself into my work, and slowly, painfully, I began to heal. I rebuilt my life from the ground up. I learned to smile again, to trust again, to live without the shadow of what once was. As for Emma, I heard bits and pieces through mutual friends. Mia had vanished from her life. The people she had chosen over me had turned their backs. She was struggling to pick up the pieces of the life she had so carelessly torn apart. I don't wish her pain. But I no longer carry the burden of her choices. Letting go of Emma wasn't the future I had planned, but it was the beginning I needed. Sometimes the deepest heartbreaks carve the clearest paths. Life moved on. And so did I.